All right, good afternoon, my friends. I've got a little thunder. That sounds like rain rolling in here. I'm doing this a little early today because it was too hot to run. Normally, I run or work out before I do one of these, but today I decided to flip it because it's extremely hot, and just wanted my body to have a best chance to get my mileage in. So, hope you guys are doing well today. Man, we're back. But yes, last time we talked about these things, right? We're looking at this subject of letting life get better. Sort of daily dose, regular dose, I guess, of be refreshed. And so, what I've been doing is bringing to you really just the framework around this question: how do we let life get better? Now, I know if you've been listening to me, you hear me say that every time, and I try not to say it as much, but it's just so powerful to be reminded that this is my life, my opportunity to let it get better. It's your life. You get to let it get better, right? You're not waiting on anybody else. You don't need anything else for life to get better. You just simply have to take advantage of what you already have. And so we've been talking about the 7 areas where all of us have a stake in. All of us, right? These are 7 key areas of life. If we can grow in those areas, if we can find balance in those areas, our life is going to be getting better and better. And I don't know about you, but I've only got one. So I'm going to make this one count. And so we talk about things like fitness, right? Just how do I let my fitness get better? How do I let my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health, how do I let that get better? And then finances, right? How do I let my finances get better? You can say I'm winning the lottery, right? But there are other ways, right? We can focus on how we spend our money, and we can focus on where we invest our money. We can focus on how generous we are in giving our money away. Those 3 things, done right, lets us get better financially. We talk about family. How to kind of let my family get better. It's a crucial piece of life. Family is powerful. That dynamic that you grow up in, that your kids grow up in, that you grew up in, the marriage that you have, that you carry with you, Lord willing, through this life. It's important that we let it get better. So we've talked about what are those things we can do to let life get better in that area. How about our field, right? That area where we work. How can I let that get better? How can I let my faith get better? How can I grow my faith? Man, a faith, a solid faith, is your best hope for living a really, really good life and better life. And I'm not talking about stuff. I'm just talking about a rich life. And so we talk about what do I need to do to let that get better? The area of friends. How can I let my friendships get better? Those friendships are the ones that carry you through life. They're the ones that are there for you when life gets hard. They're the ones that celebrate with you when life's going well. They're the ones who are honest with you and speak into your life, those things that are hard to say. And so how do we let those get better? How do we let fun get better, right? So we talked about those things. And Tammy and I are working through this ULA framework. It's a digital platform where we're finding balance and growth. So what we've done is ask ourselves 10 questions on each of those one thing, 70 questions. After those 70 questions, I get a good readout in my ULA app of where I'm balanced and where I'm weak. And then it begins to teach me. I begin to see videos and I read some documents that they've tailored to the areas that I'm struggling with. And so I'm learning and I'm growing. And I created 21 goals, 3 goals in each one of those 7 areas. And then I chose 7 out of all of those 21 that I really want to work on to let my life get better. And then I look at the one that's going to change my life the most. If I can make that one happen, I believe it's going to unlock the ability to get better in all those other areas. And now that all may be different for you. That's what's beautiful about the platform and the app. It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's designed for you. It learns you and it suggests things for you and it begins to coach you for 12 months. That's what this thing does. And so we've been looking at that. We take 3 action steps every day, sometimes more. Sometimes I've got 4 or 5 action steps, sometimes just 3. But there's certain things that are going to, as soon as you start trying to grow, the universe is going to conspire against you. Not really, but it feels like it. It feels like everything is against you becoming a better version of you. And so we've looked at those, and we've looked at 5 of those. We've got 7 to look at. We looked about fear. We talked about that, how to deal with fear, because, man, it will stand in your way and keep you from doing and conquering those 7 areas and getting better in those. Fear is going to keep you from having those crucial conversations. Fear is going to keep you from stepping out and making improvements in your life and do some things financially that maybe you're afraid are going to fail if you do them. And so fear is a big deal. Guilt's another one. Guilt will keep you, it'll put a chokehold on you, throw you down, and dare you to get up. It wants you to believe that you're never going to be any good. You're not worth anything. You shouldn't be spending your time on yourself. No one else is, because you're a loser. That's what guilt will do to us. It'll bring shame and all of those things. Anger, same way. Anger, allowing it to infect itself, will get you so focused on that you're not focusing on the things that really matter. Listen, you can't control what other people do, but you can control how you respond to what other people do. And if you let what other people do, that control thing, you let anger grab a hold of you there, you're never going to live the best life that you could. And so we talk about these things. Self-sabotage, right? That's the other one. You start blowing yourself up, sabotaging yourself, so to speak, simply because you don't feel worthy. There's a lot of reasons why we do that. We talked about that. Then we talked about laziness. And how sheer laziness, procrastination is the sister to laziness, and how that will keep you from getting where you want to go. These things, if not dealt with, you're never going to live and allow your life to get better. Today, I want to talk to you about another subject. It's one of the blockers, and it's called envy. Right? Envy is that feeling or discontent or resentfulness, a longing that's awakened by someone else's possessions. You're rocking along and you're feeling pretty healthy, and then you see somebody who's got a better six-pack, or you see somebody who's prettier, or you see somebody who's got more money, or you see somebody whose family tends to be perfect, right? And all of a sudden, you get off track. And that envy, now you've turned that energy into pursuing good things in your own life to get better, and now you decided to look at somebody else's journey, and now you're envious. And so, man, nothing can rip the joy and contentment or happiness out of your life quite like envy, right? I mean, you're rocking along and you're feeling good, man. You lost weight, and things are looking up, and your finances are coming into shape, and you got a newer car. It maybe not be brand new, but you got a newer car, man. And life's good until you look at somebody else and you realize, wait, I've only got a 2014. They got a 2021 car. Now I've only got this kind of salary. They've got that kind of salary, right? I've got this job, but they've got the power job. I feel like I'm losing weight and getting stronger, but man, they ain't, right? That's envy. You begin to compare. You're the only version of you that can be, and when you start looking at other people, you're gonna derail yourself. Your whole train's gonna be a wreck. It can only destroy. It can never build. Envy can do one thing: destroy. Never build. Envy won't make you better. Envy will only make you want to tear somebody else down. Jealousy is a cousin to envy. I guess we could call it that. Jealousy is a concern that we feel when we think we're losing something to someone else, right? I get jealous if I think somebody's taking something from me. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about envy. Envy is when you're concerned with what someone else has or doesn't have that you want or don't want, right? You might want to read that again or listen to that again, right? Envy is when we are concerned with what we don't have that someone else does, or we want them to lose that which we have. That's envy. Envy's it's a depressant. It wants everyone to feel as unsuccessful as we do, right? And it's just, there's nothing good that comes from that. We become obsessed with leveling the playing field. So we start making excuses then. Well, they just got better genetics, or, well, their daddy helped them, or their mom. See how we do that? Our focus is so gone then that we're not even thinking about how do we let life get better. We're only thinking, how do I let life get more miserable for them? Envy is a realization that we aren't number one, and we're determined to wreck everyone else so that we can get there, right? We're not bettering ourselves. We're just pulling everybody down, which makes us feel better, but in actuality, we're not any better at all. It takes our eyes off of what God is calling us to do, and we focus on those, on what others have. So I know those are. I rapidly fired that kind of stuff at you, but I just think it's important that we do that. Listen, envy brings a lot of other friends to that party also. James wrote in his book, in his letter rather, where you have envy, you have selfish ambition, disorder, and every evil practice. When you let envy in, listen to what comes with it. Selfish ambition. That's not a healthy thing. Disorder. Chaos starts coming in. And every evil practice. That's what envy does. You think you're going to get a better life if you allow envy into your life? Never going to happen. It'll create a bitter outlook, allow you to gossip to roll off your tongue. You're just going to be that person people don't want to be around. You really will. You become that unattractional type of environment of people. It sends contentment out of your life, so now you're never happy. That where you used to could be happy, now you're not, because someone's living a better life than you are, and you expend all your energy that could bring a growth in your life. You're expending it toward just hateful and hating things of others. You're never going to get the great life by doing that. You're not going to see growth or anything else. So how do we? I guess the question I want to get to is how do we get that out of our way? What do we need to do with this envy? Because listen, it's real, right? I mean, it's a real deal. All of us fall into that. We all look in different people's lanes. So here's the thing. Don't justify it or rename it. Call it what it is. Yeah, I'm envious of them. I'm envious of them. Name it, realize it, move it out of your life, right? Live your life. Stay in your lane, right? You have a great journey. God has given you an incredible life. Enjoy the one he's given to you. Quit worrying about what everybody else has. Just enjoy your life. Get your eyes off your neighbor. Get your eyes off all of that. Celebrate them if you need to. Celebrate the fact that they're killing it. It doesn't diminish you. With them getting more doesn't mean you got less. The God of all comfort, the God who provides all of our needs, that he doesn't have a limited supply of that stuff. If he gives someone else a great ton of money, doesn't mean he's out of that with you. If he gives someone a great family from your perspective, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have the ability to give you one too. And so we trust him in those things. And so this is important that you and I do. He's given you an incredible life, and so let's live it, right? So when we apply this to some of these areas like fitness and finance, don't look at everybody else. Put those magazines and all that stuff down. Celebrate the fact that your body is getting better. Your mind is getting stronger. Your emotions are being brought into control. Maybe it's slow. It doesn't matter. You are becoming the better version of yourself. You're letting your life get better. Same thing in money. Same thing in the family. Same thing in field. Same thing in faith. Same thing in friends. Same thing in fun. I'm telling you, envy is one of the ugliest things that you can ever start to put on. So, but it's coming. It's going to come, and it's going to block you. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to handle it? Got to get rid of it. All right, man. I need to hear these talks myself because it's good for me. I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to share some more with you tomorrow. We're going to talk about the last really one, focus, and then we're going to bring it all together on Thursday. So I got 2 more days with you this week, and then we'll jump in. We'll take a break for the weekend, and I'll see you next. Man, until tomorrow, work on your life. All right. Love you guys. Lord willing, I'll see you sometime tomorrow afternoon.